What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Weekly Grind. This week we have one of Justin's former teammates, Alberto Barroso Campos. Him and Justin played college tennis at University of South Florida. Barroso is a player that's played Division II tennis and Division I tennis, and now he's obviously playing pro tennis. He's ranked around 400s in singles and in the 200s in doubles. This was a fun episode. We talked about some of the challenges he's had in his pro career, talked a little bit about his college career, and talked about, his like him having friends that he can look back and talk to about certain things that help him through moments in his career after he was one of the players in the Spanish system in Barcelona when he was younger. So like I said, a fun episode, but also enjoy it. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Changeover podcast. This week we have a special guest, a man in form. The guy just won two 15Ks back to back, two 25K finals back to back, won a 125K challenger in doubles. An old teammate of mine at the University of South Florida. By way of Spain, we have Alberto Barroso Campos with us. Thanks for coming on, Barroso.
Thank you.
I wanted to say, first of all, congrats on the recent form. Good to see you doing well again. But I wanted to start with a little bit about your background in tennis. Like, how did you get started? Where did you grow up? How was your journey to the Pro Tour?
First, thank you guys for having me today. And yeah, I guess I start like every kid, when I was 4, my dad was a big fan of tennis. Yeah. So I started to come with him to his tennis matches and, to play with him just when I was a little kid. And here in Montijo, I had a former coach, which he saw that I was better than the other little kids. So he told me to come and practice a little bit more. So I did, and I was here practicing in my hometown until I was, I think, 14.
Yeah.
Then I received a call from the Spanish Federation to go to Barcelona and practice in their facility.
Yeah.
So that's when I started to take tennis more seriously.
Okay, and how was the change from Montijo to Barcelona? What was the biggest struggles or the best or the good things as well?
It was a big change because Montijo is such a, you've been here, so
I spent a couple of weeks there. Yeah.
So it's a small town, and going from living with my parents, going to a school 1 minute away from my home to Barcelona, which is a very big city, and I had to do everything on my own. So it was tough at the beginning, but then I was around a lot of great friends and players, so it was easier.
But what was the system like in Barcelona? Like, what was the training like?
So we used to do like 2 or 3 hours school in the morning, and then we cut the school to go and practice for like 2 hours tennis, and then we had shower, lunch, rest a little bit, and we went back to practice in the afternoon for like 1 hour or 1 hour and a half tennis, couple hours back to school, and then fitness in the afternoon. So it was very, very tough for a like 14 or 15 year kid. Yeah. But it was good, at that time,
Pretty intensive.
Yeah, it was intense, but when you are 14 or 15, you don't get tired at all.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you improved a lot in that time, like in that system, I guess?
I think I did. I did improve a lot. Not because of the system, I think because of the players I practice with. Because I practice with Munar, Pedro Martinez, Carballes, Carreno. and being around these players, I had a better, environment than when I was here practicing just with my coach. So I think I improved more because of the players, not because of the system.
Okay. And then when you got a little bit older, like 17, 18, what was it like deciding to go to school?
So it was tough, because back here in Spain, for someone that was in the federation, going to college, it was like a step back in your career. So I wasn't sure at the beginning, but then I had a few friends back in the US, and they told me, "Hey, Alberto, you can come 1 year, and then if you don't like it, then you can go back." And then I said, "Okay, let's try. If I don't like it, then I can go back to Spain." And then I went there to try, and then I spent 4 years of my life there.
So in your first, because primarily you went to St. Leo, right, which is Division II school. So what was the reason for going to Division II, and more specifically St. Leo, I guess?
I did because my grades were not good enough to.
Not you. Not you.
My grades were not too good, and then I talked to our old coach Matt, and he said, "Alberto, let's go to San Leo. It's 30 minutes away from USF. I know the coach. You can spend some time around the guys. You can come and practice with us." And then
was it Parks? Martin Parks? Who was the coach?
The coach was Chris Frushi was the head coach, and then Martin Parks was the assistant coach.
Yeah.
Martin Parks was my my coach at Saddlebrook for like half a year to a year when I was at Saddlebrook. Before I went to school, I was working with him.
Yeah. We used to play on Saturday mornings at 8 a.m. They used to send sometimes St. Leo to us. We would play practice matches. At 8 a.m. Yeah. It's cool. That's interesting.
So always the goal at USF, I mean, the goal going to school was to go to USF. Like you would go to St. Leo for a little bit and then transfer to USF. That was always in the plans.
That was always the goal. And then when I was at San Leo, I got some offers from Baylor, Texas A&M, Clemson, and one more. But I was already, my mind was always
the guy too loyal
with the Bulls, It was
at St. Leo. You ended up becoming number 1 in the country, right? In singles.
Yeah, at one point, yes, I ended up 2, but at one point, I think middle of the season, I was number 1. Yeah.
How would you describe the level difference between Division I and Division II?
For me, top 10 or top 20 Division II players, they can play at any school. The one, because most of the players that I played there I used to play number 1, so I played the higher opponents. These guys, they used to be 700, 600. Some of them, play for a little bit on the tour, so it was a good level, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you went to you carried the momentum into USF too, right? So I saw that you ended USF. I didn't realize that the results were this good, man, to be honest. I knew you were a good player, but you finished 20-2 at number 1 singles in a really tough D1 school. That's good accomplishments, bro.
Yeah, I mean, my senior year was amazing.
You couldn't lose if you tried.
That's when I left him.
You left me alone, man, and I had to do something big there. No, but I ended up playing some great tennis. I think I improved a lot playing tough opponents every week. So I think that also helped me a lot to improve my level. Also, both of the coaches were pushing me a lot, so that I think that also helped a lot.
What was the main difference between USF and St. Leo, let's say, being at a top 25 Division 1 school and then playing at a top tier Division 2 school? Was it just the facilities? Was the coaches, the players you're with? What's the biggest differences?
I mean, I think everything was different. My year at San Leo was really good, you know, like I cannot complain about anything there. But then when I got to USF, I realized that, you know, that it was way bigger. Facilities were better. You know, we got more clothes. We had, you know, the training room was different. Like everything was different. You know, like I don't want to say San Leo was worse than USF, but USF, you know, bigger school.
Just had more resources.
Yeah, you know, have more resources.
You had to sit 1 year, no?
No, I didn't.
Oh, you came straight?
I came straight, yeah. I came
straight. It sounds to me like you enjoyed that transition, like you would do it again. And like if you had advice to give someone going into school, it sounds to me like you appreciated the journey of playing for that school, like playing to St. Leo. Like, it's not a bad idea.
No, not at all. I think that because, you know, maybe going my first year to USF, I don't, Justin, correct me if I am wrong, but I don't know if I had made the lineup. Maybe at 6, but
yeah, it would have been interesting because we would have had, it would have been, I guess, me, you, like Peter, Vadim, like,
you know,
good guys,
fighting for that spot. So maybe, you know, maybe my first year, I go there, maybe I don't get that many matches, you know, and then I went to San Leo. I went to San Leo. I got like many matches, play at good level. So I think that transition helped me a lot to go to USF.
Also, just
my second year and doing well.
I think also time just to get used to being in the US and learn the language, get a little bit more confident in that, because that can affect you too. If you're not comfortable off the court, maybe you don't perform as well. So yeah, I think for sure it's not a bad path to take, the one you took.
No, definitely.
It's a longer one. It feels a longer one, but it's a good one.
Yeah.
I'm curious. Oh, go ahead.
I was saying, what was the difference now in like your transition to the pros? Like, what was that experience like? Like finishing up USF, you had a lot of momentum. Obviously, you're very successful your last year at USF. So, what was the transition like to starting to play pro tennis?
I think at the beginning it was good. You know, I finished school. I don't know if I was ranked at that time. Maybe I was 1,000 or something like that. And by the end of the summer, I finished top 800. I was like 750 or something like that. I was doing well. And then, you know, I finished my season. I started the pre-season, you know, feeling when going into the first tournament of the year. I made, I think, couple semis. I was doing well. I was almost 690, around 700, and then COVID came.
Okay.
So that was a little, you know, it wasn't good for me because I was 2 or 3 months at home, couldn't practice, couldn't, you know, couldn't do much. So
they were very strict in Spain, no?
Yeah, very, very strict. So
we were like days like,
man, going to sleep at, I don't know, 2, 3, 4 a.m. playing PS4, waking up at 1, maybe lunch, PS4, then doing some fitness, like not a good day for a pro tennis player.
Yeah, not at all.
But the transition at the beginning, I think it was good. But then after COVID, I struggled a little bit to get back on shape. And then I wasn't happy where I was practicing.
Too much video games or what?
Too much video games, I think. And not
got good at FIFA.
Not enough fitness at all. Not enough fitness. And yeah, it was, after that, it was tough. It was tough. Also, I didn't know what to do, where to go to practice. Here in Spain, you have a lot of places to go, but they are pretty expensive. And I was a lot of years out of my home, so I didn't want to be again in Barcelona or somewhere far.
Yeah.
So I decided to come back here to my with my old coach to see, like he knows me for a lot of years. He knows where I have to improve and everything. And I did my last year. I did the best year of my career so far.
So now you're still working with that coach?
Not anymore, but
Okay.
not anymore. But I'm working with another coach in Sevilla. Now I am between Sevilla and here.
Okay.
Okay. You started this year not great, if I remember. Like the first 5-6 months, it looked like what's happening with Barroso. Like, I don't know, I got a lot of first, second rounds, but also losing to players I didn't think you would probably lose to.
Yeah.
And I think the ranking dropped a decent amount. I thought last year you finished like, I don't know, you were like around 400, 380?
I finished 380 last year, yeah.
And then, I don't know, at one point, I don't know the lowest this year, maybe around 7?
800.
Yeah, so you like doubled back the wrong way. So I'm kind of curious what the difference was that you feel like why you slipped, and then the recent form has been so good, like win, final. Like what was the change there?
First, I think I struggled this year. I changed rackets last pre-season. I was playing with Jonix and I changed to Technifiber.
The old stick.
Yeah. For me, it was great because I felt great during practice.
Yeah.
But then I got into the matches and I couldn't make up.
Okay.
And then that is going around my mind the 6 months.
Yeah.
Did I do right changing rackets? And then I start to lose confidence. Obviously, not winning matches, a lot of doubts. When you don't win matches, even though you are practicing good, like I think I was doing everything like I was doing before. Like I was stretching like always, doing mobility. Everything was right, or everything felt right to me. And then I switched again to Yonex end of May, and I became to play a little bit better.
Yeah.
But the confidence wasn't there, so I had to build that confidence. I went to play some club matches in Italy, and I think that helped me a lot because I was there for a week, and I played three matches, singles and doubles, which beginning of the season I didn't play twice in a row.
That's a big difference between like pro tennis and college. Like in college you can have 1 or 2 bad results, but you have another match coming up, unless you're like sixth, then you can drop out the lineup. But like if you're in the top or middle of the lineup, you have another match coming. In the pros, if it's going against you, you have 1 match a week and you have 6 days to train.
I mean, for me, the good thing and bad thing about tennis is you lose, and next week you have another opportunity. But I was playing 1 match every week.
Oh, yeah.
Because also I wasn't, because in the past when I did bad in singles, usually I did like good results in doubles. So that that
keeps you busy a little bit during the week.
Yeah, keep me busy during the tournament, and I felt that I was in the tournament. But this year it was tough because I lost maybe on Tuesday, and I had to wait until next Tuesday or Wednesday to play. And then like everything going on my mind. Like, am I doing this right or not? It was tough. I struggled a lot during these 6 months, but I think the key that was that I I was working the same or even more than I was before, and I knew I was gonna turn this the other way.
Yeah.
And I did. I remember I played in middle of June one tournament in Spain. Lost second round. Won my first round because my opponent retired on the third set. Next day I play Ilkel, which is like a Turkish guy. He's like 260, 250.
Yeah.
And I got ripped 1-1. Like I got, like not playing good, not feeling well again. And
Justin, stop laughing at the man. This is a serious moment in his career.
It's the word he used. I have to cut that word out.
And I
ripped?
lost.
That's not what he said, bro.
That's not what he said? I didn't hear what he said.
I said ripped.
Yeah, ripped. What do you...
Ripped, like RIPPED?
Yeah.
Okay, my bad. I heard something else.
Yeah. No.
You need to relax.
Keep going.
And lost 1-1, lost a little bit of motivation. I was like, man, like, what are you doing? Like, because I don't mind to lose, because in this sport you lose more than you win. Yeah. But I want to lose. If I lose, I want to be there 3 hours. The other guy has to, to kill me if he wants to beat me. So I was a little bit disappointed with myself. And I play the doubles with a college guy, Pedro Vives. He's in TCU now.
Okay.
And we won the doubles. And that Friday afternoon, I got in a challenger here in Spain, in Pozo Blanco. And I was like, man, like, I don't want to go because I don't want to, like, embarrass myself, like, because I'm not playing well, and my motivation is, like, below zero. And, like, I don't want to go. And then my coach told me, you should go because your ranking is dropping a lot and you don't know when you're going to have the next chance to play a challenger. So I was like, okay. We play doubles final on Saturday afternoon. We sleep there. I take a train the next day to Cordoba, which is this tournament. I get there like at 2 p.m. and I play at 7 p.m., And I was like, okay, let's see. From nowhere, I play a yoke that match. Mm-hmm. No one expected. I beat 2 and 3 a guy that was 350 or 380 at that time. And I qualified next day. But, 2 days before, I didn't even want to play the tournament. Yeah. And then I qualify, I lose first round 6-3 in the third against a Spanish guy that he's ranked 250, I think, or 260 now. And then the confidence increased. Yeah. My motivation was 0 before the tournament. My confidence was low. And then after that tournament, I decided to go to Tunisia and play some 15Ks. I struggled a lot the first 2 or 3 rounds, but my mindset was completely the opposite that the other tournaments. I was a warrior there. I was like, okay, I remember it was like 40 degrees. We had to stop the matches because of the heat. Like I never seen that before. And it was like very tough conditions. And I was, Alberto, you have to die here if you want to win this tournament. Yeah. And then, man, I struggled for the first 2 rounds, didn't play that good. And then quarterfinals, I think, was the key. I played Mansouri there, which
I think not much to win there.
Mansouri does not lose in Tunisia.
Every time he goes there, he wins.
Mansouri or Dugas or one of those guys, you don't want to see them in Tunisia.
Yeah, you don't want to see during the tournament. I play an amazing match, and after that, just I didn't think that much about rankings or my confidence or like anything else. I just played, and man, back-to-back titles, 2 finals. Yeah. I mean, what else can I ask?
It's funny. It's funny that we're talking about that now, because one of the questions we have to talk about today from Alec on Instagram was, how do you deal with doubt and self-belief through bad losses and tough times? So like, what would you think the biggest thing for you was to switch like the momentum? Because it's not like you said the mindset was kind of rough at the beginning, like the motivation was low, the mindset was rough. So what do you think attributed to the change in mindset?
I mean, you can take. I think when these 6 months when I lost, I took like two sides, because sometimes I lost 6-4, 7-5 in the third, and I learned from those matches, and I said, okay, you lose because this guy was better at this point, or you did something wrong at 4-3 in the third. And then I took the other side from when I lost 2-2 or 2-1, and I was, that cannot happen again, So I took the other part to try to build that confidence again. So I think going to the Challenger with no expectations, I think was the key. Also, one of, I think, the wrong things that I did the beginning of the year, I think my expectations were too high,
Okay.
And I was losing, and my expectations were there, Like I didn't, try to decrease them a little bit and said, okay, Alberto, you're not playing that good. Maybe, you have to lower these expectations a little bit. And then, I think the key was to took the from the losses, the part where I have to learn, like I said before. I think that was the key, because like I said, I have some tough moments where I said, man, like maybe there is no point to keep playing, if you are doing this. Also, this is important. I had a conversation with one of my best friends on tour, Carballes, and he told me, you have two options: or you stop, practice for, I don't know, 2-3 weeks, 1 month, and whenever you are ready, you get back on you, or you put your put your ass on the court and you fight, and no matter the result, and no matter how bad you play, you fight with whatever you had that day. And that also was key for changing the momentum.
It's funny. It's like the way I see it now is, I had an interview today because recently I started doing pretty well in doubles, and I had an interview today and they were asking me like, what was the biggest change? Because all of a sudden I started, like, I won 2 titles back to back, and I won one a few, maybe like a month ago, and I don't actually feel like I'm playing that much different. It's more like in certain moments I'm calmer. So like I feel like these matches, if you look at my scores from 6 months ago or a year ago, when I'm just doing okay, I have a lot of close matches that in big moments I lose the moments. But now it's like yesterday in the final, we were down 6-3 in the tiebreak, in the second set tiebreak, and we come back and win 8-6. Like these things weren't happening to me before, but they're happening now where, I don't know, we lose serve at a certain point, but we stay in the match and we just trust it. Like, it's like, I'm not playing much better tennis than I was before. It's just in certain moments I'm calmer and can make better decisions.
Trusting yourself more. I think this sport, I don't know if you guys are with me on this, but I think this sport, you have to trust yourself, and you have to trust what you do, even if you make a mistake, but you have to trust whatever you feel in that moment, or whatever you wanna do,
Yeah, I recently started focusing on doubles more, but when I was still like, when singles was my priority, I had a conversation with my coach, and we were talking about the difference between Justin and I, like the mindset we have after a certain match. So there would be matches where I play good players and I would lose, and in the back of my mind I'm like thinking like, that was my chance to beat a good player, and like that was my chance to get a good result. And I was like very let down, versus Justin's mentality was like, he knows he's gonna have chances again, and he believes that those results are going to turn. When the back of my mind, I didn't really have that belief that those results could turn. Versus now in doubles, they're all turning. Like not all of them, but a lot of them are turning. Like this week we played
back-to-back titles, bro. Enjoy a little bit, smile a little bit. It's okay.
No, but it's been fun. Like it's been fun to like not losing in 8 matches. Has never happened in doubles, so it's nice.
I had a 14 win streak or 15. I don't remember.
All right, so I have to keep going to catch up. I thought I was gonna play you last week. Actually, I thought we were gonna play you in the finals.
Yeah, man.
Forget that week. Forget that week. Don't talk about that week. Madrid wasn't a good week for Barroso. We don't even short memory.
Next.
But what it sounds like to me is that if there's a quote I've heard recently, it's like the difference between people who succeed and those who don't, most of the time is the people who don't succeed, they quit. So I think, or they stop before they get there. So if you would have asked Jody a month ago if he thought he would win back-to-back 25Ks on this trip, probably tell you no, if he's being honest. And then I don't know how you felt before the Challenger, before you went to Monastir. If you thought you would go on a 14-match win streak, probably not. So I think if you believe in the work you're doing and I guess your long-term path, and you actually believe in yourself and you never stop and you do things the right way with the right intentions, I think the difference is, if you can stay healthy, is if you keep going, you're going to get lucky one week, or you're going to turn a match this week that might give you some confidence, or you know what I mean? So I think it sounds to me like you guys just you didn't really throw in the towel and you kept going, and then your time came. So I think I'm happy for both of you, and I hope you can keep it going as long as possible, this kind of vibe, because it's good to see. Because I've seen both of you go through some interesting times, you know?
Very supportive friend, huh? You are?
Yeah, try to be, at least on camera. I don't know about
I think the key of tennis is being there every week, you know? Because maybe it's not going your way for 2 or 3 weeks, but if you are there every week, it will, like you said, it will pay off one day, one tournament. It will, because this is tennis, man. You can turn around your season in 1 month, in 2 weeks, you know? So
like Ben Shelton, like a great, amazing Australian Open, and then nothing the whole year, and then US Open semis.
In the US Open.
Yeah, you have to stay the course and you have to keep believing. I think if you stop believing and you start tanking or having a bad attitude, then it won't happen. You won't get lucky. But if you keep working the right way, I believe it can happen.
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like. The answer to that question is, because you said that you felt like in those tough moments you weren't changing anything. You were still doing your mobility and still training and doing all the stuff that you were doing when you were doing well. It's not like you changed your system much. You believed in what you were doing in the turn. So
no, like
maybe some mindset tweaks here and there, but
I mean, my work ethic, I think it was the same. Like I was doing the same, even sometimes more, you know, because I felt, you know, maybe you are losing because you are not doing 30 minutes of serve in the afternoon, or you are not doing,
you
are not doing 10 more minutes of stretching after the practices. So I was doing even more. But like I said, I think my work was the same during January than during August in Monastir.
Sure.
It was the same.
It also sounds like you have like people that you trust and people that you like can talk to about these things that would advise you. Like you said, you talk to your friend. Like, do you still have a good relationship with all those Spanish guys from when you were in Barcelona when you were young and stuff?
Yeah, I do. I have Carballes, Pedro Martinez. They are one of my closest friends on the tour. I won the doubles with Pedro in Sevilla, so it was really, really cool.
What was that week like?
Well, it was funny because we almost didn't play the first match because Pedro had a 3 hours match singles in the morning, and I think his groin or something, he was sore, and you know he didn't wanna risk it for the singles because we were the only match on Tuesday. So, and we play at night, and he wasn't sure, you know, and then he said, "Okay, we play." And then from almost not playing to win the title, it was cool. And then
It's funny
I
how
think
you expect nothing and then you get everything sometimes. It's funny.
yeah.
That's twice now.
And then I think this title was special because winning with a friend that you know from like I know Pedro since we were like 10. So it's special, definitely.
Yes. Yeah, that's good, man.
That's hype.
So now what's next for you?
I am at home now, practicing. I leave on Tuesday to Sevilla to have 2 or 3 days practice there, and then on Friday I go to Villena to one challenger.
Just one tournament, or you don't know what's coming after that?
Yes, I play Villena challenger, then Malaga challenger,
Justin.
and then I go back to Monastery again.
Wow.
I was about to say when you're a big player and you play challenges, you just play 1 week and 1 week and 1 week. But then you told me you went back to Tunisia. It's not like me. I can sham for a couple of weeks.
I am back to Tunisia for 2 weeks, maybe 3, because at the end of that 3rd week I have the Spanish championships by club championship.
So what are you expecting from these tournaments? What's your expectations right now?
What are you, a teacher?
I'm asking because he just told me he didn't expect anything and it was going good. I wonder if he changed or.
This is what I did with my coach. We didn't put any expectations for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
We just want to go out there and compete every match, no matter what is the result, no matter anything. I just want to keep competing like I am competing, and that's it. Like I don't go to a tournament and expect to qualify for the main draw. I just go there, compete with no matter who, and that's it.
We get what we get.
That's the mindset for the rest of the year.
Where we heard that before, Justin?
I don't know. You tell me.
No, last week on Taylor's episode, he said the same thing.
Oh yeah,
like, you were talking
Taylor,
about
Renata, Chris Begg, everybody said the same thing.
Yeah, true.
Mark Russell. But tell me about the coach. You told me a couple weeks ago you're on the road with him a lot now. You travel with him some weeks or a lot of weeks.
Yeah.
What's the difference with the coach? By traveling by yourself or with a group?
Yeah, most of the weeks I'm traveling with him. He's younger than us. He's 25. Yeah, he stopped like a year or 2 years ago, and then he worked 1 year with one Spanish guy that he's doing pretty well now. I don't know if you guys heard this name, Alejandro Moro.
No, I don't know.
This is the guy I lost in Pozo Blanco first round. He's like 250s. And they did a pretty good work, and then they decided not to work anymore together. And when I didn't have a coach, I decided to call him and ask him if he wanted to work with me.
Yeah.
And we tried for 2 or 3 weeks. I was happy, and then yeah, we start to travel, and I think it's definitely helpful, especially now in the challengers. Coaching is allowed, so it's because before, what was the point to bring your coach if he cannot help you?
Yeah.
So, but now it's good. I feel better when I am on court. I look to my side and I have someone trying to help me also. Off the court, it's always good to go on lunch, on dinner with someone. When you are alone in the tournaments and maybe you don't know many players, you go alone for dinners, and then you feel a little bit lonely. But I am very happy with him. He's helping me a lot on court and off court, and yeah, definitely I will take him to most of the tournaments.
If possible, what sort of things does he tell you like while you're playing? Like what sort of, I guess, is it more tactical stuff? Is it more like Like,
yeah, we usually talk before the match about the tactic and about everything, and then if I am doing something wrong or something that is not on the plan, he tells me, but he's more like he's motivating me during the match.
Yeah.
He's not talking about too much tactic, because I also don't like it, if he talks too much about do this, sometimes you are on the court and you feel doing something else.
Okay.
So he's more about like, he's more supporting me and always keeping me motivated during the match.
Okay.
But you feel that overall it's a good investment, even though it's going to be pretty expensive to obviously take care of somebody else on the road. And
yeah, I think it is definitely it is helpful, and I'm doing well now, so I think I can take care of that part, but it's expensive. It's pretty expensive to travel with a coach, especially on the ITF tour.
Yeah, for sure.
Challenger
hotel is paid already. It's a little better. Yeah,
hotel is paid. Some of the tournaments they pay the food to the players, so you just have to cover his part. But yeah, on the ITF tour is definitely expensive if you don't do well.
Yeah, man. Well, that's all I got for you today, man. Anything else for you, Jody?
No, I'm good. Anything you wanted to cover, Barroso?
I think all covered, no?
Yeah.
Thanks for coming on, bro.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for having me.
Good to talk to you. Good to see you doing well, bro. And keep it up, huh?
Good luck,
Justin,
bro.
You should go to Monastir, man.
Monastir?
Play some doubles. Think about it.
You'll have company. You wouldn't be alone.
We'll talk.
That's a no. I do not want to go to Monastir.
But which weeks are you going? Because I have next month I have Pan Am Games, so I have to be in South America. I have to be on clay in South America. In October.
I go 3rd and 4th week of October. I think. No.
I'm gonna be down
deep
south.
in the clay.
But maybe later on, we'll see what the future holds.
Go to clay, man.
Yeah, bro.
All right, Barroso. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks. Thank you, guys.
All right, fellas.
My guy. See you.
Bye.